something really big is about to happen, but we don't have to live in fear. Hello and welcome to Retire Early Lifestyle. Thanks for being here today. Let's get right to the video, shall we? Have you noticed all the videos coming out about a big thing about to happen, like a black swan event or something really bad is about to happen? Here's the thing. A big event is always going to happen in the world. Something big has been happening every year and every month all over in the world for thousands of years. We don't know if you know this, but Mexico is on fire. Lots of Mexico is burning right now. Mysterious fires though. Big bad things happen somewhere in the world all the time. There are supposed prophets that love to come out and predict an event is going to happen because that has been the pattern ever since we got into 2023. They predict something about topple the leader happening in 2024. Please tell us something we don't know. Now, we're not saying there won't be a big event about to happen. Something is going to happen. That's the way life turns. It never stays the same. What's so funny is no one seems to know anything much more than that. Something big is about to happen, and so that is what everyone keeps parroting and copying and pasting. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So now what are we going to do about it? Well, first thing we have to do is put on our thinking cap of common sense. First off, no one has ESP, not like you see in the movies. It's more like intuition, which is a feeling some people get when they feel doom in the air. And then there are some people that actually have real intel and know what is going to happen before it does. But no one really knows whose intel is real intel or false intel. You know what we mean? Do you remember the Y2K scare? Something big was going to happen because the clocks weren't going to turn into the new year 2000, and the clocks on the computers supposedly were not set up to cooperate, and it would be an internet down event causing mass chaos with government, businesses, and so on and so forth. Do you remember that? It never happened, folks. Our friends and neighbors were stockpiling toilet paper, water, food, and other items that people normally stockpile to get ready for a scare event, and it was a nothing burger. Absolutely nothing happened. It was a day just like any other day. We never did stockpile anything because we were not falling for the fear-mongering, and that was 24 years ago. We were not afraid then, and it didn't let it control our behavior. Well, we're not falling for it today either, because quite frankly, what can we do to stop something that we don't even know what it is, when it's going to happen, and where it's going to happen? How can you prepare logistically for something you can't control? Let me repeat that. How can you prepare logistically for something you cannot control? If we could control it, then that would be a different story altogether. But that's not the case, is it? The point is, we have to live our lives, and we do that free of other people's opinions and scaremongering. We already stock up on toilet paper anyway, and water, because we live in Mexico and you never know when the water's going to go out here. And besides, we should have extra beans and rice and lentils and healthy foods like that in our pantry. We have always had at least 2 months worth of food in our pantry, not because of fear, but because it's just a smart thing to do for many reasons.
Lentils are an amazing food, and they just have nutrition in them that you won't find in like beans and stuff. So you can stock up on lentils, and they're versatile. You can have lentil soup, yes, but you can also make lentil stew, and you can make lentil patties.
Do your subscribers like to see cooking videos?
They like to see the food that we eat, yeah. They like to see what we're eating.
Whoa, that's a huge loaf of bread. What the heck happened to it?
Bread rises.
But like,
You can grind them up and do things with them. Lentils are an amazing food, and you can stock up on them, and you can a lot of times buy them by the sack, which is pretty amazing. And they tend to be, generally speaking, about the same price, although some places it's going to be cheaper than others, but around 75 cents a pound seems to be about the going rate internationally where we've been, and sometimes they're a little higher than that. Like in Ecuador, the price seemed to fluctuate and go up to $1. That's number one. Number two is,
why do we allow for these sensationalist videos and articles to become such a big part of our lives, where it changes our inner soul, where it changes our emotional outlook, where it changes the person we are? Did you know that media narratives and reports can do that to some people? Articles, videos, photos, memes, all of it changes people, and we think, negatively speaking, it changes people. And just for the record, that is what they want. They want you to be afraid. Who is they? They is who is putting out the scaremongering material. They want you to be discouraged, to be fearful and afraid to live your life as a normal human being. Do not let them control you to where you become obsessed and fearful. So yes, we're not falling for it, and neither should you. That's all we're saying. Don't let fear get the best of you. Don't let narratives tell you how to feel or how to live your life. Of course, when it comes to crime, we have to be aware that it is happening, where it's happening, and why it's happening, so we can protect ourselves and family. But just for articles and videos' sake and fear-mongering, watch out for what you're being told and what you believe.
Recurring theme is to keep people in fear, because fear is the way to control people. And so how do you beat fear? You beat fear by being open-minded to knowledge. And the way to be open-minded to knowledge is to not take sides.
Again, we're not saying something big isn't going to happen, but you tell us how to prepare for it. Can you do that? Ask yourself, why would they put out a title that is something big and scary about to happen, but they can't tell you what it is? Again, how in the world can we prepare for it? Now, if we knew what it was, when it's going to happen, and where it's going to happen, that is a different story, and then anyone in its pathway could prepare for what is to come. Just remember that the something big is about to happen, or a black swan event coming soon, is complete fear-mongering, and it's a way to keep people distracted from living their lives peacefully and joyfully. You know, living life normal without the cloud of doom hanging over our heads constantly. This is why Frank and I love to walk, especially on the beach. Walking on the sand with the sun warming our cheeks, listening to the birds and the ocean waves crash upon the shoreline, provides us with peace and calm and focus and enjoyment. It's way better than chamomile tea, and it will bring anyone peace. And you don't have to go to the beach to find peace. You can walk outside into your own backyard and listen to the birds sing. Let the sunshine warm your skin as you watch the wind blow the leaves and branches on the trees. Spread out a blanket on the grass and just sit there for 15 minutes. Relax. Allow yourself to forget about all the bad things happening in the world and enjoy that 15 minutes or longer if time permits. Believe us, you'll want more and more of these prescribed moments. Nature is a natural, prescribed mental and emotional healer. I know it seems too simple to be able to heal the mind by going outside and being in nature, but it's the simple things that God has gifted us with that will reward us later with peace and serenity. The more you think of good thoughts, the better you feel, because good thoughts take away our stresses, our fears, and discouraging thoughts, and all of those negative emotions can be turned around by just thinking good things about life and the future. Whatever we focus on becomes our thoughts and actions. That's what we have to remember. We can't control big scary events that may or may not happen, but we can control what we choose to allow into our hearts and into our minds. And that is very freeing in itself. You are in control of you. We know what the future brings, and that's why nothing brings us fear. We may become disappointed and frustrated from time to time, but never in fear, because in this good versus evil battle, in the end, goodness always prevails. Goodness always prevails because God loves you. God loves us all. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.